Announced and released out of nowhere by Playism, Samurai Bringer is an action roguelike game infused with Japanese mythology and culture. While it may look like a simple affair, it is an enjoyable take on the genre, with a surprising depth to its customization aspect. Samurai Bringer tells the story of the god Susanoo, who once lived peacefully with his sister Amaterasu in Takamagahara, the land of the gods. One day, he is exiled after an incident and sent to the lower grounds infested by evil forces. Down there, a young woman called Kushinada saves him. However, by a twist of fate, he finds out the girl is supposed to become a sacrifice to Yamata no Orochi. To ensure this cruel fate doesn't become a reality, he heads into Orochi's lair. At this point, the player will be able to control Susanoo in all his glory and see his skills firsthand. After suffering defeat by Orochi's mighty draconic heads, the protagonist will lose most of his powers. The fragments of his abilities spread throughout the land, and it'll be up to the player to reclaim them. Thus starts the journey of Susanoo, who will now have to fight various mobs and eventually fight Orochi once again. The player will have the chance to recover some of Susanoo's powers along the way by completing challenges, such as defeating a specific number of enemies. Little by little, he will get stronger to face the more challenging areas. Defeat will mean losing those items, but it isn't the same as starting from scratch. Not only are the moves still there, but killing samurai generals unlocks statues in the initial area. Susanoo can interact with those to receive the equipment of that general, drastically changing their initial loadout. Along with the recovery of his powers through achievements, there's a constant sense of progress. Customization is one of the base pillars of gameplay and has two aspects: moveset and equipment. On one side, defeating common enemies will allow the player to get skills to customize their loadout. The powers include basic attack patterns, jumping, dashing, and even special effects and elements. By mixing and matching them, the player can create a unique set of movements. On the other hand, by defeating stronger enemy generals and opening chests, it's possible to obtain equipment with special effects. These may increase some of the base stats, such as HP or defense, or add resistance to element-based powers. One of the stats can even make collecting money and items much easier, as the player will do it automatically. These customization aspects are the base of the experience, allowing for some experimentation and adding surprising depth to the combat. As the player gets stronger and unlocks lengthier combo possibilities, they will eventually find a few skills that feel just right and cause a lot of damage. Despite that, a good chunk of the experience feels slightly clunky and too slow, which can be a deal breaker for some action-oriented players. While the game may be a little bit slower than one may expect for the genre, Samurai Bringer is a curious feast of customizable samurai action. Players willing to give it some time and effort will be able to find a compelling reward for experimenting with its moveset combination options. Noisy Pixel is giving Samurai Bringer a 7.5 out of 10. Thanks for watching. Please be sure to check out the full review at noisypixel.net. Noisy Pixel is run by a group of gamers who work hard to deliver news, reviews, previews, and more. Please subscribe to keep up with all our future content.
Noisy Pixel.